What's up, YouTube, and everybody hanging out? We're back with a replay here. It's Diva Heroes versus Frog Gemini Heroes, I believe. Some variation of Frog Heroes playing Alias. And as you see, we lose rock, paper, scissors here. I want to thank you guys for checking me out on Kaze Himura. This is going to be mostly a team channel with like a lot of Edison stuff. As you can see, this first hand we have here, it's all right. It's got some things here. We got the Stratos to try to dig us out of here. We got a lure, a couple of really good darks that we don't really want to get rid of, but we're gonna see what happens here. We're gonna try to play through this. Opponent sends Thorgeki break. He's got some traps here. There's a bit of a pause. Shout out to all the Yugi dads. My daughter needed some help with some stuff. So just a little bit of a pause. We're going to fast forward through, and then we're going to go back to regular speed. I draw Malicious Return. Summon this here Stratos. Gonna search out the Infernal Prodigy, I believe. Played this game a couple of days ago. So yeah, we get that Infernal Prodigy, which this card is just insane. Can we just take a minute to like realize how good this card actually is? And then we push through at the 1800. He doesn't respond. We're gonna lure. Draw some cards, try to make some things happen. We draw Snowman and Diva. Okay, not bad. Snowman's a little unfortunate, but Diva is just insane. And then we're gonna try to mull over what the best discard here, or banishes for us from a lore. Um, I end up actually banishing the malicious here. So I just figure we got Infernal Prodigy as a backup if something happens to the Stratos, so then we can just immediately Caius. And then there's already two darks right there for the dad. We got the Plague Spreader in hand. We play Phoenix Wing Blast. We can always discard that Plague. Summons the Substitute. See what he has going on here. He's going to Substitute. I believe he grabs Swap Frog. Does. Then he's going to send the Treeborn. And now he's got this Regeki Break here. He's going to bounce Swap Frog to hand. We can see he already has Volcanic Shell in his hand. So that's going to be his discard off Regeki Break. We draw an Instant Fusion, which there's some stuff that we can do with Instant Fusion with Deep Sea Diva. We're playing Dark Fire Dragon. So we can go into Brionic here. We can, well, there's all kinds of stuff we can do. We actually could have made the push for game here. But we're looking at this hand. He's got one back row. We're not sure what it is. Let's just push for the 18. He has no real pressure on us. We're then going to bluff this Instant Fusion and see if he get a response out of him. Here, Geki breaks it, discarding the shell. So he's going to try to get some free advantage off his Treeborn here. And then I believe he also activates that volcanic shell. Yes, he does. Adds one to hand, gets that free advantage. And we're going to see what else he does here. He or she. Shout out to Everfall for playing this game. It's a fun game. I enjoyed it a lot. It was my first time seeing the Frog Hero list. And it seems pretty good. Really consistent. Like, I could see myself playing it. I'm definitely the hero guy out of my friends group. I love playing heroes. Hero Beat was my main deck back then. Before that, it was Giant Rat Toolbox, which was also really fun. He set the Mirror Force here, and we draw in the Treeborn Frog. So I'm going to take a second, look over everything here. Just getting back into Edison format. There's misplays in all my videos at this point, and I always seem to catch them when I'm recording for you guys, but we got to leave those misplays in. We got to show that growth as a player, as a content creator, all that fun stuff. We summon the Diva. I believe we're going to go for just Spine Gilman here. It seems to be the play. He's a 1700. We got the Stratos at 18. Then we got Diva. All right, and then there's no response from our opponent, which we know they have the Mirror Force side. At the time, I didn't. So we're going to go into Brionic. And Brionic here is just going to seal the deal for us. We're going to ask if we Prio effect, and I'm going to discard Plague Spreader and Treeborn bounce both. At the time, I actually had forgotten that Spine Gilman does give Brionic an extra 400 attack. So you're going to see me discard Plague here, Treeborn, and then I'm going to take a second and just think about all this. I'm thinking about playing around Gores, Tragodia, what could he possibly have that's going to prevent this from me in game? And ultimately, we just think for a little bit here and decide not to push any more resources. There's no reason to. There's no pressure. We have Brionic if he Gores or Tragodias. It kind of blows, but we also have this Dark Arm Dragon to fall back on. And now we have Plague, so if he Gores, does go Gores, we can just discard both of these to bounce his Gores if we needed to. And we end up sealing the deal right there. our opponent can't really do anything to stop us. That Brianna just kind of sealed the game, and it's going to offer for a rematch. We're going to go to game two. I asked if Everfall would like to side, and we end up deciding not to side. Just play some friendly game ones, no big deal. Learn the decks, get better in the format. I haven't, I didn't have a lot of Edison format experience. I more so have September 2010 format like Chaos Plans, Quick Draw, Light Hero B, playing like Crusader Vendimon kind of decks, which is always really fun. I like playing stun decks. I like playing beatdowns. I like playing Goat. And summon the Stratos right away. So their hand's pretty good. Our hand is just like straight steaming pile of dog crap. Like there's not real much we can do with it. And they set the Wing Blast. We got Stratus. We draw into Malicious, which makes things just even worse. So we set Snowman, set Judgment, and we're gonna set Wing Blast too. If he has, Heavy Storm, he's got it. No big deal. Like there's not much we can do. We gotta be as reactive as possible here. And I potentially this right here is the play that kind of shapes how this game's gonna go. Now, my choices here is to let the Ryza do what the Ryza is going to do, or I can Solemn Judgment the Ryza, but I elect not to Solemn Judgment. I don't want to take 4,000 damage for this Ryza. I'm hopeful that we can just draw out of the next thing and just move along from this position. But realistically, we're in a fairly bad position, and I don't play this game as aggressive as I think I should now that I'm looking at it a second or third time. And I think I actually should have Solemn Judgment. Used Solemn here. I think it would have been better overall. It would have given us more time. Snowman Eater just they have the Miracle Fusion they could do some stuff with potentially. Um, so I just take the 24. I move on. I draw the Snowman, and I'm just gonna stay locked in that position. Honestly, I'm gonna have the Snowman down, and we're just gonna keep moving forward. We're gonna try to keep drawing out of this bad hand. So we're gonna reset the Snowman Eater, and we're just gonna pass. Nothing's changed. And he draws into a Geki Break. He's just got so much gas at this point that there's nothing I can do to really dig my way out of this. So he's gonna Wing Blast, discard Shell. I elect to use my Wing Blast here on the Rise, try to stem the bleeding a little bit, which in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe when I set that, maybe I should have Wing Blasted back their Wing Blast pad on top, and then reset the Snap Meter. But he's just gonna bring down some alias, swing for 19. No big deal. Again, looking at the same choice, I can Judgment the summon, but I want to save that. I think that card, at the time I was thinking the card could be more important than what it ends up being. And he's in a shell, get that free advantage for his next discard spell. And here we are again, Snowman Eater. So, what do we do? We set Snowman Eater, which favorably trades with Alias, and we just keep moving on. We just get stuck behind the Snowman Eater. And, we have a little friendly banter here. My hand's just bad. There's no denying it. It's bad. It's bad, 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 bad. And we got this Malicious here. He's going to activate Shell, get his third Shell. Free advantage. It's a free card. 500 life points for a card. Can't beat it. Seems good. And overall, I think I really do like my opponent's deck. I think it's very good. He, has the Malicious, discards it, pops my Snowman Eater. And very disciplined here. He just summons the Dupe Frog. He doesn't fire off the Miracle Fusion for anything. He goes. He swings for 2k, calls it a day. He's probably trying to figure out what this back row is. And there's the Mirror Force. I have draw the MST. Now, there's an argument to be said that I should have been aggressive here with the MST. So I MST, and then there's an argument that I should have used Miracle Fusion, then summoned Gilman, and just swung for the fences. But I didn't do that for some reason, and I'm honestly not sure why I didn't. That with the Solemn Judgment set, probably would have sealed up the game for a little bit for me, unless he would to go into his other two dupes and just dupe lock me for damage. Draws to 1 for 1. Yeah, he's got things he can do. He's gonna make it all happen here for him, and he's gonna do some lengthy combos and get there for game. I think I get one more draw. And it just the situation never improves. He swings in for 200, swings in for 1,000, puts me to 5. He's just pushing that advantage, using his life points as a buffer, bounces the swap rock. No reason to overcommit. And 1 for 1s, gets some things going, thins out his deck. Thins the deck, and that's never a bad thing. I'm a big fan of thinning decks. I like knowing what I'm going to draw into and making the best possible options. It's just malicious here for the substitute, and that's a really cool play. I think if I was playing the deck, I wouldn't think about doing that. I've never actually played with substitute. Then you get your swap frogs out and send some more stuff, send your other substitutes, stuff you don't want to draw into. Tribute that swap frog, get another swap frog, send another substitute. Get all your bad draws out. So I think this is a really cool deck. I really like it. I'm interested in playing it sometime for you guys. Maybe I'll try it out against some of my friends or something, so I can take the time to really learn it, and maybe we'll record that. Drawn to torrential, and there's just nothing. I just scoop it up. I mean, I reveal what I got. Um, there's just nothing I can do. He's not going to overextend in theory. He's just going to. I'd set the torrential, maybe at Miracle Fusion, make, absolute zero. Solemn Judgment answers his Miracle Fusion. I have to swing into the dupe frog. So if he's got like Spark, if he's got, any 2-card combination there can end the game. Then we're going to go into game 3, and it looks a lot better for us, but I do a couple of misplays in this game, and the first one you'll see right away. And you could tell it's been a while since I've played that format of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because you're going to see I didn't draw my 6th card. That's the first mistake. So, we got a little friendly banter, Sangan, Torrential. Doesn't get much better than that for an opening. And he asks, a little friendly banter, asks how I like Diva Frogs. I believe he means Diva Heroes, and Diva Hero is probably my favorite deck right now. I absolutely love it, but I mean, I'm the hero player of my friends group. Just absolutely love playing heroes. I have for a very long time. There was, back in the day, there is a light beatdown deck with triple alias, Stratos, a couple honest, Crusader of Ganymede, Gemini Spark, and that was my favorite deck to play in real life for a long time. The Shining was always probably one of my favorite cards, and it was a really cool deck. But Edison, no The Shining. Kind of blows, but you still got Absolute Zero, and Absolute Zero is just insane. And Hero Beat, I like playing Hero Beat. It's actually the deck I have IRL right now, and it's just good stuff consistently. I'm playing 2 Barbaros in the main, skill drains, oppressions, all the good stuff. I have a Hobby League Neospatian Grandmal. Absolutely love that card, and it just gets you out of a lot of awkward situations. But back to the game. We're going to summon the Swap Frog. I'm going to actually Torrential because I don't want them to get this free advantage. And sure, they get the Treeborn outfit, so it's 2 cards from my 2 cards, and I actually end up +1 from the Sangan. Gotta search out that Diva. That card's just so important in this matchup. There's an argument where I could have searched out the Infernal Prodigy in case I draw into Caius. But with how my hand is shaped up, Diva just seems like a good pick. I draw any hero, Miracle Fusion's live. I got the Heavy Storm in case they go heavy back row. If I was playing a sided match, I'd probably side out the Heavy Storm against this deck because it just doesn't seem to play a lot of background. I draw into the Infernal Prodigy. Now, I elect to do some things here. First thing I like to do is I'm going to trade this Heavy Storm with his Regeki Break. I'm looking at my extra deck. I'm thinking of how do I go for the most damage here, and I do make a misplay here. Neither one of us caught it while we were playing, but I caught it when I just rewatched this before I made the video. So we're going to talk about that misplay when it comes up, and it doesn't actually affect the game too much, at least as far as I'm seeing in this game. It wouldn't have affected how the game ended up or anything like that, but it is something to note where I do realize I made a misplay. So we Heavy Storm into that Regeki Break. And I'm actually going to summon the Diva, and then I'm actually going to go 1 second, realize my mistake, summon the Sinfordal Prodigy first. Doing the math and figuring out the math, and I forgot that I could actually special summon this because I always seem to think it's actually Cyber Dragon. I'm going to Diva. We're going to get out the Spine Gilman. Now, here's the next misplay, and neither one of us caught it during the game, but I'm still going to upload this and show it to you guys. Just, nobody plays perfect 100% of the time. I make a Catastor instead of Armory Arm here with 2 level 2s. Realize that's not proper. I can't do that in an actual game state. Neither one of us caught it. Neither one of us were paying attention. It's this card right here. A lot of people are not used to seeing that card unless they're heavy into Edison format. And so this should actually be an Armory Arm, which I do play. And so this should be 400 points less is what he's taking here. And so this would actually be an Armory Arm. Take 400 less after swinging the 20 or the 3K. So he actually only took 25 there too. So it actually should be the same damage because it should be 3,000. I didn't catch that when I was playing. So the damage is pretty similar. And then I would have just equipped Armory Arm to absolute 0 in the end phase. And I set this just in case he does set up the double dupe block. So that way I can still go for game on the following turn. So he's thinking of what to do. He's got the Substitute. Alright. He's got the Treeborn. And he just combos off. Does his thing. Takes him a couple minutes. Yes, if I got a response. I don't have any. Give him the big thumbs up. And we just roll with it. Okay, he's going to swap Frog. He's going to send some stuff. Then out. I wasn't exactly sure what all the deck could do. I mean, I'm spent. What I have is on the board. Nothing's going to change that. So he's going to go swap Frog. Send some stuff. Send in the other Substitute so he doesn't draw into him. Then in and out, getting all his waters. There's the first dupe. Then he's going to have luck to use the effect Substitute on itself. Get another dupe. And then the dupe block. So for those of you that don't know, if you read Dupe Frog, it says monsters your opponent controls cannot target monsters for attacks except this one. And since there's 2 of them, I actually cannot attack unless I have a card that says I can attack directly. So I actually have to use this Phoenix Wing Wind Blast to get one of these dupes off the board before I can attack for game. All that being said, me making the Catastor instead of the Armory Arm, getting that extra 500 from 0, didn't end up making any difference. So the misplay is there. Can't fix it. Life points aren't calculated total. It's all a bit of a misplay here. So there should be 400 less on this 2200 and an extra 500 here. So it actually should be 100 less. You should have 1500. But that being said, that was a cool game, and it shows the strength of Diva Heroes. Like, you get that Sangan to get to that Diva, then just drawing the nuts into this, having the Heavy Storm for the back row. My opponent didn't have anything to interact. I went off. But that being said, thanks everybody for checking out this video. I appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, leave me some comments of things that you think I could have done better, other than those misplays I've pointed out. Other lines I may not have seen. Treating this as a learning moment for all of us. I want to learn more, get better in this format. I'm working on playing some different decks. I always play heroes all the time. Amaryllis Burn I'm learning how to play. Still got that Chaos Quick Draw. I love to play Quick Draw. just some other stuff. If there's any decks you want to see me try to play or figure out, maybe come up with some lines with you, just want to play some games, leave some comments, let me know. Other than that, thanks for this. Do that like and subscribe thing, and look for some more videos soon. Catch you later.